There we go. I'll just start in the office here. Oh, look at that. So I was hoping to get on earlier, but you know, deposition day, so that wasn't really like my plan. Uh, I think today all I want to do is get Docker working. So I'm hoping we have some Docker bros. And what is the female version of a bro? Gal. It's not the word that starts with an H. It rhymes, but that's not the word you use. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump right back into it. I think I have some ideas as to why it wasn't working. And the big thing I figured out was we should have RTFM'd, read the fucking manual. And as we were going through this this big kind of tutorial that Docker had set up for us and said like, hey, yeah, boys, here it is. We've got this like easy mode way to set up your Docker, Ruby, Rails, whatever. It was just a mind screw to kind of get my head wrapped around, first of all, what this was doing, and then how we're supposed to interact with it. And what I kind of figured out after reading is that this probably did, in fact, instantiate Rails, but it didn't install it. Or maybe I'll get that backwards. It installed it, but it didn't instantiate it, maybe is the better way to say it. So what this ended up doing, I'll open up the folder where all this stuff's living right now. Yeah, let's open this up. Open with, oh boy, why didn't you just open this with Sublime Text? Yeah, always for YAMLs. What this is doing was, it was like we were trying to turn on this stack of boxes here. I'm gonna just put a pin in this thing. Pin, poop. Okay, because on streams like this, I like to talk to you guys and see it right there so we can see the questions and advice. This was kind of like turning Postgres on and then turning on something we called web, but it could be called Rails. I think Rails would probably be like a smarter thing to call this, but that's fine. We'll call it web and Nginx. And we kept running into issues with Nginx that were stupid. The Rails thing, we finally got to the point where it should have been working. And in our terminal, I don't know if it'll still be there. But yeah, see, it's like, it's got some response here that sort of says like, hey, you called Rails, but you don't have a server yet. So I guess you want a help file on this. And what it did was it installed the gem for Rails. Okay. So your system, when you use Ruby, if you use gems, which most people use gems for Ruby, unlike Python, and other languages where you have to stick all your libraries like inside of the project, you can make all your libraries inside of a gem file. And here's our gem file that we used. And then the gem file.lock, this I think shows you all of the installed gems that it, this is like saying this is all the ones that were stuck in. Installed doesn't equal activated or turned on or anything like that. It just means these have been brought now to the local system. So when the local system says I need to use Rails, it's got this version of Rails, and then it's got all of these things underneath it pre-installed. So when you turn Rails on, it just grabs them and makes the build, right? That's the beauty of Ruby, and that's the beauty of Rails, is that like you don't have to keep this stuff all in your folder system. Just I think there's other technologies like this, like Webpacker, that would do pretty simple kind of stuff like this. So what we ended up doing was we actually got this thing working, but we missed a step because we're dummies. I'm a dummy. You guys are geniuses. But we got the thing set up here, right? Doing all this way. So if I turn the container off, this is our Docker stack thing. If I tell it to turn on, this is what's going to happen. The Postgres turns on. It says database, the system is ready to accept connections. Great. So we got Postgres working. The this service for Rails turns on, but again, it's just showing this sort of screen saying, hey, you should run Rails new. And this service right here, which is Nginx, it's trying to turn on, but because it doesn't see the upstream for Rails, I think it says host not found in upstream. We'll have to correct this later, but this doesn't mean we screwed anything up. This just means maybe Rails needs to be turned on for this, or it needs to be installed or something. So most of it we got working, and then we just kind of stopped there. So my general understanding of how this all worked is getting kind of developed as we keep going. But what I was able to determine was that, I thought the solution was going to be, we have this box right now called web right here. It's named with the project name plus web because we've defined it in a compose file here. And it's saying go and turn on this thing called web. And this thing called web has a Docker file here. And it's using this Docker file to turn it on. Right? What it doesn't do is it doesn't automatically install Rails. Again, all it's going to do is try to get a base amount, or it doesn't automatically turn Rails on. What we thought could be a good solution was like, if maybe we can terminal into that box and run the Rails new command, bingo bango, we're done. We're going to have it installed. And our solution would be apparent because this folder here is being linked. And you can see that link happening, I think, in the compose file. Yeah, we're mounting that folder locally. So what we should have seen, what we would like to have seen, was all of the Rails files just show up here magically, right? But it didn't happen because we missed the command. There's the command right there. It said that you could build the project, right? But it didn't say run the project, right? Or rather, it didn't say like up the project, which is turning the boxes on. It said, hey, you got another step here. We missed the step. So what this step does, as far as I can tell, is it sends a terminal command to the box. And I don't know if this is going to work. We're just going to try it. But this is the problem. We're going to send a terminal command to that web, and it's going to be anything after this is the terminal command. I would love if there was like quotes around that or something, but there's not. So this is all things that kind of don't, they're not as clear as they could be. So everything from this point forward is ran on the box. So let's just try that. I don't know if the containers have to be turned on because up until now, nothing has said to turn the container on. So I'm going to try it. So we have the folder right here that all this stuff lives in. Just double check that it's got that. Let's just do dir then. Let's just double check. It has the Docker compose file in there. This is the right directory. So we just want to write Docker compose run web because we kept it named web Rails. So everything past here is a command that we would be running on the server, new dot. And new dot says right here, instantiate Rails. Hopefully that right here is the folder that's linked. We'll go -- force. I don't know what that does. -- no dependencies and -- database equals Postgresql. And that should at least set up a tiny bit of the gem file. So before I hit run on that, I'm going to open this up and we're just going to watch and see if this folder starts getting populated. We don't need to keep it all up, just this much. I think it's going to do the magic. Go. So turn it on. Oh, it did it. That was it. That was the whole thing that screwed us up. Right there. Bingo freaking bango. I'm pretty sure we got Rails installed. Just like that. So there's a couple more things that we're going to have to do because Rails is obviously installing, right? Yeah, it looks like they put in Puma too. So I wonder if Puma is just built into Rails now. That'd be great if it was. Because Puma was so ubiquitous for Rails. Like Puma is a multi-threaded server for Rails. And Rails used to have some bad servers built in. Puma's great though. Puma's like, the addition of Puma is why Rails went from being like something that sucked at doing concurrency to something that was pretty competitive at doing concurrency. Like it could stack right up against things like Node and anything else. Express rather. So we're going to have to wait for this thing to finish up because it's going to be doing all these things. All these little stupid things. How you doing, Smitty? I think we got it, buddy. I think we got this. I wonder, there's something we could have done, I think, to speed up the install. We could have asked it not to use documentation, but I don't know if it's doing any of that. We can see. But what's also going to happen here is it's going to take that gem file lock and it's going to start sticking more things in this gem file lock. This gem file here is probably going to rewrite that to show the gems which are being used inside of Rails. It might not, but I'm pretty sure it'll rewrite it. I wish I knew what this was. Sassy. There's so many new Ruby gems. And so this is basically like Rails has a set of gems that it's going to want. And it's grabbing them right now. So did I get my image set up yesterday? Yeah. So Tommy, I think that the problem was that like we got it to where it was supposed to be, but then we were like, oh, we should have put a Rails project in here. But this is just going to be a step you have to run one time per project where you tell it to go out and install, basically to turn Rails on in the project. So if you missed it, we just ran this command through the through the Docker run command, and it just created all this stuff for us. So it's not really a part of the image. It's part of the shared mount more than anything else. The image is all set in stone. So you said you needed the Rails project in the directory already with the gem file. No, you don't. You have to get the image to make sure the image has Rails localized. But that doesn't mean Rails project. We just turn the Rails project on programmatically. So now that we've got this in, we should have a couple things we can look at. So we'll look at the new gem file. There you go. So now this gem file is all set up. Fuck turbo links, but we'll just leave them on for a second. It's going to have all these little things built in. Great. And is that boot snap? Oh, different. If that was bootstrap, we would turn that right off. But this is like a very standard thing. We don't need this stuff turned on. So we can just start turning stuff off if we wanted to, but we're just going to go and see if we can turn this thing on before we start to disable some of the pieces in here. So first things first, let's look at the config for the database. Oh boy, there's a lot of notes in here. I wish there was a flag I could have done that would turn all the notes off, but that's fine. That's the worst name for databases, but we're going to go with it. And I wonder if there was in the application, it should name the application. It's called My App. Fuck me. We should have probably named this. So we can bring this all down and do it again. We might want to do that because Rails has decided to call it that. Let me see if there's a quick way to rename a Rails app. Open up config application RB. There you see a module with the same name as your app. Just change that mod name. It's really that easy now. Besides that, there are other references to the old app name, but changing them is not required. Okay. So this is good. If we haven't turned it on yet, we're okay. And we could use rename into the gem file. Oh, we're never going to use Stack Overflow dark mode. I don't even know where it is. So I think we'll just do that one thing. I've done that before and it hasn't been the end of the world. We could use Sublime Text and just do a full rename. Let's just do that. So we'll just do control or find in files. We want to make sure it's stuck into that folder. Where in? Let's just add open files? No, it's going to search too many things. All right, screw it. We're just going to change it here. So we're going to call this Omatum bucks cache. And then in the database, because we haven't turned the database on yet, we can do this. Omatum bucks cache. So the database doesn't get turned on when you install Rails. You have to actually run a command. Now that username of my app, I don't really know where that's going to happen. So we might have to change the username and password for that. That's fine. I don't really care if that's that. Save this. Oh, you want me to put this in dark mode? It doesn't. Does it not go into dark mode? I'll put that in a dark mode. Where the fuck is that button? Non-mon settings. It goes in dark mode in some places, and then I pop it out, and it's no longer in dark mode. So sorry, guys. So let's go back to our little tutorial here. We got all the stuff in that we wanted in. It's going to say you need a sudo chown if you're on Linux, but I don't think we need to do that here. They're saying if you're running whatever, now you've got a new gem file, right? Because now our gem file has changed here. Where? Here. This is when we're going to have to now recreate the image. I'm pretty sure. Now we could, while this is doing this, we can ask for that other gem, but we'll just forget it and just go without it, that renaming gem. So let's do docker compose build and let it do all this cool stuff again. Don't worry about that. This is real common in Rails diseases. So it's going through, it's building through our Rails box again. I don't know if we would have to do this, but I think it speeds stuff up. Hey, what's up, Avi? And what's up, Alex? Dude, today we are doing Docker stuff, Kenso. You'd be so proud. We started yesterday, but today I'm finishing up. I finally made you proud of me. It feels so good. This is incredibly slow. Like, I don't know what's going on with that. Usually this is like a blap and it's done. I'm just a Docker novice now. Not what's one step above noob? Is it novice? A familiar? I'm a Docker familiar. Your kids are graduating from playing in the sandbox. Wait until we turn this into a product, Kenso. Because I'll tell you, like, Docker to me, this isn't terribly hard. I think it's just a lot of like, it's like learning a new language in a sense. Like stuff you got to figure out, stuff you got to commit to memory, stuff you got to look up and know how it's working. A whole bunch of stuff that you don't even know exists, right? That could make your life a lot easier. I was looking up conditionals and stuff last night, but just more stuff for your head. And I think it would be an amazing product to take this and make it all like, you don't have to learn anything. You just freaking hit buttons. You just like, it would be so easy, I think, to take this and make cases and say, oh, you know, we can abstract this all the way to simple mode. Because we're still, I don't imagine this is over yet. I think we're still going to fight on things to get them all operating. But this just makes it, to me, this makes things a lot easier. Like when I get to deploy something like this, that's where I think I'm going to get really happy with it. And I've got to learn, I think Noah called it manage Kubernetes cluster. And that seems like another cool thing to learn. Just the idea that we have however many services that are defined inside of the Docker file, the compose file, which, yes, I understand we have to convert this over to something else or use something Docker stack or something like that in the future. But just I would love to know, and I'm going to figure it out. Not I'd love to know. This is something we're going to figure out is like, how do we get this then to deploy Postgres into its own server, Rails into its own server, and Nginx into its own server? Or even just say, I want these guys on the same server, but I want this on its own server. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be really cool to figure this out because it's just going to make your life so much easier. And then go on like AWS or OVH or DigitalOcean and just be like, blam, off it goes. Right. I understand you don't do it with Docker Compose. Yes. But I want to learn that stuff, man. I think it'll be great. And if it gets really freaking crazy, great. But I think, yeah, Kubernetes was the one we were looking at, or that's the one that Noah had just gotten done figuring out, so he was going to help out. Do I want to see your orchestration? Well, don't you do? I think I remember you telling me once that you do a lot of like serverless architecture, right? So doesn't that serverless stuff kind of take a little bit of the headache out of things like having clusters, right? Saying I need 20 workers and all the workers are doing is clearing queues. Oh, did you, Alex? Alex, dude, I don't know if that's going to be the best decision. I looked up more on it, and SSD nodes, they don't. Some people really like don't think it's a bad service, and some people are like it's the worst one I've ever used. So I made a decision last night that we'd be going with probably OVH, because OVH has these like micro boxes, or maybe it was Vultr. Vultr has these super super cheap boxes, and that's what I was planning on sticking the Discord JS on for the Discord bot and the whatever the heck we're gonna have to build Twitch inside of the Twitch bot in. So for you, it was worth the money. Okay, yeah. Tell me, use it for a couple days and tell me how it works for you. Because the number one thing people were complaining about was system stability. All right, hold on. Oh. Okay, so that got rebuilt. Scaleway. Okay. Yeah, we'll check it out. Okay, so Postgres is on. That is weird. Should we have turned this off first, maybe? Well, we didn't, but now we did. Yeah, Hetzner is the other one I would use. If I were in the EU, I'd use Hetzner. Like the best prices ever. All right, so we have 4 things in here now. That's weird. Maybe we'll figure something out. We'll figure out what this is. Let's just turn it on. Let's just see if we get 2 greens. Oh, we did. We got 2 greens. So now Nginx is the only problem. Oh. And then we have this thing that just exists now. Whatever that is. Now take a look at this. Sign it. Oh, you can't share it. Put that, if you want to share it, put it somewhere else. Slack had that authentication smack. Good for them. Good for Slack. You just make it public? No. Good for Slack, dude. Not many companies do that. I'm happy about that. All right. So a couple things we have to do. We probably shouldn't have turned that on yet. Let's turn this. It's all back off. We're going to go in to the default and start adding some of these pieces. So what do we need for a username? Username for some reason is Postgres. Okay. Which is typically what you see. But I think somewhere else we had a different username. Yeah, we did. So I'm just going to tap that out like that. And did they have anything else for me for... So they had the production tier here. I'm going to tap that out too just for now. And then we come up here, adapters, Postgres, encoding Unicode. Let me just try to copy what they're doing here. The host is set to the name that you come up with in your Docker Compose. Okay, so we'll set all this up. Let's see. I'll just grab all this. We're going to keep that pool like that because that is Puma pooling. You should always use the Puma to figure this out. But that's all the same. The host is going to be different, right? Because we named that Postgres, which I hope doesn't break something in here. We could have just named it DB. That probably would have been a little smarter. That's for next time. Let me just save that. This should now turn on. Okay, so it's turned on, but Nginx is still freaking out. Let me take a look at this really quick. We'll look at Portainer. Portainer was the one that I just didn't understand. Holy but Jesus. Was there a reason you guys drew all the lines behind everything? Just so you knew how complicated all this was? Or is this traffic or something? It's got a bunch going from here to here. That's super cool visualization. Oh. What isn't being used? Tika. Tika's just got that one little connection. That isn't a drive. Yeah, but it's this. Nobody made this. You're saying, right? Like this comes out of a analysis thing. Ah, it's so cool. Like nobody made this as a PDF. Is what I meant to say. You could just watch this thing on a big screen. Oh boy. Picasso Hing. That's an interesting name. Interesting names. Oh boy, though. It's a whole thing. Thanks for sharing that, man. You made me a little nervous there. All right, so we did Docker Compose up, so that should be turned on. Ah, it exited though. So we're gonna need to do another run on that box. And this is the one we want to run now. So this is a rake command, and rake is just a thing that runs scripts. Oh, yep. So we're running it on web, and we're going to say rake db create. Now, I might be a dummy, and I might have to say Postgres create. We'll see what this talks back. Boop. Okay, it starts up the box. I don't understand any of that. It turned on Postgres first to do that, and then we're going to get a bunch of Rails problems. All right, so it's saying deprecated thing. Okay. No password supplied, so it couldn't create Omatum Bucks cache development database because there's no password. What we could try to do here is we could grant authing on local Postgres. So there's a flag for Postgres over here. So we have this environment Postgres password. I can use this one, but really if it's local, you should be able to get away with it not needing that. Let's just use this one for now. I just want to get this thing working. So there you go. There's my great Rails password. Try it again. Yeah, Kenzo, you're old school, man. You've seen many versions of Badger get created. Ah, there we go. So that's success right there. It created database Omatum cache. Bunch of crap here. These look like warnings. No errors, just a bunch of warnings. Ah, you did see my kid born. Yeah, basically. You sent us like a gift type of thing. I believe I remember a gift. Or something from our baby registry, right? Yep, so you are basically an uncle at this point to young Niwa. And someday I will send her to you so you can teach her how to be a man. She's such a cutie, man. We're thinking about numero deuce, numero 2. So let me turn this off just because they're so cute. They're so cute when they're that old. Keep yours. When yours are grown, we'll send you ours. Send her through the Kenso boot camp. All right, so yeah, see, ours was way more verbose than this thing, but yeah, we got it. So now we should be able to run the stack, but Nginx is still busted, and for some reason it exited this out. And we just got all these extra things that keep booting up here. These look like temps, like temporary things. I don't know why we're just getting this pollution of all these things. Rails crashed, so that's why that broke. So we'll fix this. Why did you crash, Rails? Oh boy, this is a big crash. This may have occurred if I because I renamed the module. I need more crash. Oh, it's gonna stand out here. Usually the top of this would be the thing. There's no such file for directory at rbsysopen webpacker.yaml. Why are you running webpacker? Maybe don't run that. Can I turn webpacker off? Now we're just dealing with Rails issues, right? Nope. Puma's doing its thing. What is this? This is a new one. Storage. Ooh. That's great. You just can plug S3 into this right now. Awesome. All right. See the environments. We have development and production. I'm assuming it's launching production. That's my assumption. So this is what's getting run when it comes up. I would imagine it's defaulting to prod, though. So let's just see, is there anything in here that would say Webpacker do a thing? Nope. Boy. Oh, boy. This is the worst. Well, the name of this is different now because we don't. Omatum Bucks Cache is the new name. So maybe stuff like this needs to get updated. That's definitely the problem because package JSON, I believe, is Webpacker. Where's our config? Omatum Bucks Cache. We really could just redo the project too and just clean this up. We could disable Webpacker because I use other stuff to do that. Yeah. No more. See you later. What's the other thing we are? Check package. Sure. Anything else we could look at? I don't think so. Let's try to bring it up again. Just like see what it does. I don't know if anything I just changed. I probably should rebuild it because I changed the gem file. I think the gem file is going to be something it wants to rebuild on. Oh, but this is slow, man. How do we speed this up? Running in this is the thing. This is what's creating the new boxes, right? Running at 37 or whatever the hell. Oh, Fervent Arting Helly. Nice name. Yeah. This must be what's turning all this stuff back on. And I probably should have turned this stuff off too before we did this. Let's just stop it. I'm curious if we could like throw more CPU at this or something to get it go quicker. I think I saw a setting for that here. Give them all the CPU. No. Let's see like an 8 core. We'll wait for this to finish. And we'll give it a little more memory. I got a lot of RAM on this system. We can give it more. Give it the crazy 8s. The different station Docker files should be cached every build. Yeah, it's only doing that one step really right now. Tiny script. Oh, Docker is amazing in valid kills. You can basically set up a version of whatever you're working on, like your web app, that contains like directions on how to set up the database and directions on how to set up the web app, the web server, workers, whatever the hell you need to build. And you can take that and like move that onto DigitalOcean directly and it'll just do the thing. Or you can take it and send it to a friend and it'll just do that thing. It'll just boom, here you go. Here's the working version of the app. So you don't have to worry about like, hey, do you make sure that you installed the right version of Node? No, you don't know that crap. This thing just automates the whole thing. So it takes all that. I think the right word is containerization. Yes, I mean to boil it down, yeah, it creates consistent environments, yeah, and it makes deploying a hell of a lot easier. The speed thing is definitely weird. It's like what's happening. It looks like it's hitting a resource peak and just holding. So we'll give it some more CPU cores and let it do its thing. I gotta wait till this is done doing its thing though. Because I think if I hit this, things will happen. Like this will just die. I mean, this is something that like maybe if you work on one big project, it's not going to be the best use of your time. But even then, it would just kind of like saves some time. If you work on like 5 or 6 or 10 projects, this is going to save your life. It's like going to make you just be able to spin up new projects quicker and kind of come back to them like months later and not have to worry about like if the VM that you set up is broken now. Yeah, Alex, that's a really good point that you could move from host to host really easily. Because you had said you just moved a bunch of stuff onto one box, right? So it's like, yeah, you can do that. You can move, you could just say, screw AWS, I'm moving somewhere else. Because most of the time when you go on like a server, if you're doing this all by hand, and you're like, okay, I'll turn on the box on AWS, I'll install Ubuntu, or maybe I'll use AMI or something. And then you're inside of this box now, and now you're like, okay, now I have to install Ruby and Postgres and Node. And you're sitting there running commands on this box like for 2 hours straight before you stick your files onto it. And then you stick your files on and you're like, well, that doesn't work. And you're just trying to fix everything. So you go through all this stuff that's half documented and half undocumented just to set your server up. And this just completely streamlines the process. Great. So this did that. Okay. I'm going to do this restart. Oh boy. It dinged at me. What year are you right now as a CS student? Yeah, we got the resources for this. That's the coolest part about it, Alex. I mean, I used this other program to do this, but they're going away. But this just ability to, yeah, like move things is amazing. Like, just it'll just work. You know, you can't, there's not many times where that happens. And that's sort of the intention. It's just going to work. Okay, so this is going to be stuck in a reboot loop. We're going to stop everything. We updated the gem file, so I just would really love to know where all these things are in here. Like, can I delete these? Because they're not supposed to be in there, right? There's some, for whatever reason, like Docker forgot to remove them when the update was done. Oh, that sucks to hear that your internship got canceled by the Rona. Sorry to hear that, man. This is looking promising right here. We'll see. Let's see. You said to use the overall logs, right? Okay, so that's Puma booting up. Oh, that's it. Puma's on. Okay. And what about Nginx now? So Puma just opened up the port that it needed to open up for Nginx to see that port. But Nginx is going to say, I didn't find that. So then what if we bounce Nginx here? There's no reboot. Okay, well, that's fine. So it's in the middle of restarting. And where are you, Nginx? Here. So it's still stuck on this host not found in upstream app 3000, blah, 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 and Nginx conf. So we might just have to double check the conf. But I think we're close. Like, real close. Oh. This is exciting. It's like the first one. It's the first project that's going to work. What's Puma? Puma is a multi-threaded server for Ruby. It might be just for Rails. Let's take that back. It's a multi-threaded server. So let's look at that Nginx conf. Okay, upstream Rails app. Well, said it had to find something called app, so that would make sense if it says it's looking for something called app, but we're telling it it's Rails app. Oh, server app 3000. So is that where is it getting app from? Could it be web? Because web is what's defined in the Docker file here, or the compose. We called it web here. I think it might be. That makes weird sense to me. Let's do the thing. We're taking this down. We'll tell it to. I don't know if you have to rebuild for Nginx conf changes, but let's just assume we do, because it only takes a second. So we'll do docker compose build. Oh boy. Okay, so that was quicker. Why does it show that? Oh, we put let me turn that off while that was a debugging step we'd stuck in there. That right there. Get rid of that. Okay. It's going to want to rebuild. We're not going to rebuild it. It's not going to happen. Come back here to the GUI. Hit that button. Okay. Nginx is still freaking out. Ah, new reason. New reason. We did it. New reason. Okay. Oh, yeah. No such file or directory for the logs. So it's saying etc nginx rails root. Well, yeah, that's not going to be a real directory. Log nginx error log. Okay, let's see. Probably part of that is due to that not getting set. Is that right? So we said that the Rails root was this, but it looked for something literally called Rails root. Is that right? Let's look at that error again. So it's saying etc nginx rails root log nginx error log failed. Where did it think that? What? What? Well, can't we just tell it to write those logs somewhere else, maybe? It doesn't need to be in the Rails root. So we're going to just have it go into logs nginx. So or var log nginx. Let's just do that. Okay. Let's try. Again, I don't know if I have to rebuild it. We could try. What if we try it without rebuilding? Oh, hold on a second. That's running. That's crazy. Did it just hot reload the conf? Whoa, okay. So Nginx is exposed on localhost 8080. Is it really though? Oh boy. Yeah, it is. Whoa. Huh. Holy Toledo. That's it. We did it. Look at those happy people. I really am bored with the happy people right now. Yeah. Little kid, this lady who's inappropriately touching this guy with the triangle shirt, wheels, the guy with I don't know if that's a bandage on his head or he's a Sikh. Just a happy people. Just a bunch of there's a cat. Got Mohawk here. Touchdown lady. Oh, baby. That's crazy. That wasn't... Okay. That was not nearly as hard as I thought it would be. So, yay, we're on Rails. Good. Do we have a Rails access log we can view? I'm curious about that. So, yeah, we need to figure this out. So, I want to know if we can delete these things. I would imagine we can, but I don't know. I don't know if this is something I should just leave well enough alone. So if we go to this is not the best log in the world, right? there's better log viewers, but we should be able to see this request coming in. Let me just put that there and do that here. Okay. And then let's just do that. Bingo bango right there. And she's fast too, 3.3 milliseconds. It's a cached call, but still that's totally acceptably fast for local environment. There used to be a thing when you use Vagrant. If you didn't do this correctly, you'd get like a 30 millisecond overhead onto your calls, or sometimes even like a big overhead, like a second or 2 seconds, depending on what you're trying to do. It's good not to see that. Okay, let's think practically. What are some other things we need to know? I think one of the practical things is, like, I don't like this CLI here. This is no fun. Right? So if I wanted to run a console for Rails, let's see if I can do that. Yep. Yep. Let's exit this. Oh, got it right. Exit for that. And then, nope. Not going to let me do that. Let's see if we can do that same thing through Windows PowerShell. There might be an interactive mode I have to turn on. Oh, I guess not. Yeah. I don't remember what that is. 2L or something. It's been a while, boys. Downcase. There we go. It's still up there. Still up there in the old Google brain. So it takes a second. What other things can we see? I think it's all in there though. Ooh. Okay, so we're seeing that the console is coming back to us. That's an interactive console. I could look at things like what's in the database if we had a database, but we don't really have a real one. We don't have anything seeded in there or anything like that. It's like that's not going to do anything for us, right? That's not going to do anything yet because we still have to define all that. We obviously aren't building an app today, so we're just trying to get all this working. Now, if I wanted to take this to the next level, which I totally do. First of all, I want to clean up. Oh my God, how many of these things could there be? Are these just did I just create as every time I'm guessing this is it. Watch. I'm going to do this again. It's probably going to create another one. Yep. So how do I clean that up? So kill containers. That's an aggressive word. Remove stopped containers. Let me just see. So I know what the problem is, kind of. I'm saying, like, every time I run docker run, docker cocker, that's a different app. Docker run creates new container. Bingo. Okay. So it's a shorthand to create a container and start it. So by definition, it creates a new container every time. Holy crap. There must be, so I had a wrong impression of what this thing was doing. You can start the stopped ones like that. Okay, well, they're all stopped. Docker run. Maybe what we want is open terminal in running container. There's a docker exec command that can be used to connect to a container that's already running. Use docker ps to get it, and then docker exec it container name bin bash to get a bash shell in the container. Okay, let me just see if there wasn't a third step. Why was it steps before? Oh, okay. Docker exec it bin bash command, and that will actually execute the command. Okay. So we'll try bin bash and see if that would be the better way to do this rather than this stupid way that I've been doing it. Because I would hate to be like, oh, we're just creating new containers that do nothing. They have their little self-contained world, and any changes we apply to that will never become a real thing. So we need Docker images, and I'll get a list of them. Minkia. Okay, so we want that guy. Omatum Bucks Cache Web. Funny how that got an interesting name and the rest of them didn't. So hold on a second. That's the stack. We want this one, I think. Or do we want this one? This isn't a custom image. These aren't custom. This is. So we want that one. Okay. So Docker exec it Omatum Bucks cache web, and then it was bin bash, right? Bin bash, maybe without that. No such container Omatum Bucks cache underscore. What? Are you sure about that? Are you sure? Do you have to use the actual image ID? Maybe. Oh, frick! Come on. D6A 8267 B22F8. Okay, so he said Docker PS. Thanks, Care Bear. So it's got this weird name of like exactly what we're seeing here. Gotcha. Thanks for the heads up. Boop. Oh, hello. So this is a real terminal. This is like a do whatever you want terminal. Excellent. So I could do Rails console in here, and let's just make sure we can do some math. Oh, excellent. Okay. And if I want to exit this, how would I disconnect this without... I'm used to hitting Control C to close these. I'll try exit. I just hope it doesn't turn the server off. Okay. It looks fine to me. Do we still have Rails? We do. Oh boy. I feel like I just caught up on the World Wide Web for a little bit. I just got back in understanding how this works. Now these things, can we delete them? I would say we should, right? Why just get rid of it, trash it, get out of there. Let's just see what happens. Worst case scenario, we rebuild them all, but they're not running. So they're just adding overhead. So now we're back to our little clean thing. Very cool. Dude, that's so easy. Now, did that happen to expose 3000 also, or it did? So not only is this working on 3000, it's also working on 8080. That's something to figure out. Was there any way we could have mapped DNS to this too? Because that would be another step that would clean this up a little bit. Because it's running 8080 right now, but ultimately we'd want it on 80. I think we did 8080 here, where we were mapping 8080 down to 80. So is that just sitting on my local host now? Oh no. You just don't want, I don't want things sitting right there. No. Okay. So that's the question. How do we set DNS up for separate Docker containers? I'm guessing it's in hosts, but yeah, let's just see. Nope. Using host DNS. Nope. Configure container DNS, maybe. Docker network. So really, I think what we'd be doing is we would have in our local, I mean, what we could do right now is we could say, instead of using 8080, use something else, right? That's easy. And we could always say, like, in our hosts file, we could say something like localhost 8080 is actually this other server. So this is just going to be a thing to figure out. Not really critically important to figure out. When this goes onto a web server, I would imagine we would want to make sure that this came out at 80. And then the other question is going to be like, we have SSL stuff coming out, right? If you have an SSL, it's going to be on whatever's in the default file, 443. It's not forcing HTTPS. But that's going to be a different port to add. Okay. Well, it's something to figure out. We could use different Rails ports too, all that stuff. So really, we're letting it go through Nginx. We didn't need to, but in my experience, like setting up Nginx is probably your better call than not, and then having to put it in later. Cool. So that works. And also with Nginx, we can map out our Discord and Twitch bots, which we haven't set up yet. So let's just pretend though we're not going to do that today. I'm going to delete that because screw that. Oh, crap. Can't even delete it. This is our working stack. Now, just with this basic bare bones thing, how then do we move this over to like a complicated host? I don't think it's gonna be that hard to stick this on DigitalOcean and just be like, yep, it's turned on, right? But how do we move it into something where the database flies off and Nginx flies off and the Rails app flies off and they're all on different servers in the same local network and they're all working? That's the question right now. We could probably do, let me see where the views are. It's been a while since I've been set up Rails. Yeah, we'll just do a little yo. I just want to make sure this is all saving too. Like I don't think we need a reboot on something like that. I'm trying to get familiar. So that should say yo somewhere. Or not, or not. For real? Just didn't give it to me. Unless the welcome screen is gonna stay here. Oh god, I hate the turbo links. Yeah, that's the welcome screen. So it's not. Dang it. Controller, application controller. Oh, it's been so long. What do you do? Render. I don't. It's a possibility that works. Probably not. Probably have to bounce the Rails server every so often too. Because Rails, when you turn on all that extra shit, it becomes such a pain in the ass to develop on. So that's another stream though, where we'll just go and fix that all up. Oh yeah, see, I got it to work. So stupid. See, I affected it. Maybe not that. Repeat that. Because a lot of Rails development is like very rapidly bringing the server up and down to let a view update. It's just not going to do anything. What is the? I got to make sure this works. Render view controller Rails. It's been a while. Bloop. Def index. That's it. That's the one. Oh, it's so nice being back inside of Rails. Back in Ruby. So it's going to be, what do we want here? We just want to use render. No. Render. Yeah, let's just render application. That should grab that, maybe. I don't know. We're spending a lot of time on this. No. Because it's got to be rebooted. Thanks, Rails. Oh boy, we fucked it. Oh, it's back. No, okay. Well, we tried. When we're actually deving a Rails app, I will do a refresher. I don't think I've built Rails in 2 years now, maybe 3. But that obviously is not the way to do this. So, next up. Yeah, how do we deploy it? Portainer? Is that what we're going to look at? Keeping in mind, I'm not looking for the simple, like, move the freaking container over. I'm looking for straight up crazy shit. Like, let's make a really complicated thing really easy. Okay, Docker management made easy. Build and manage your Docker environments with ease today. Okay, live demo. No, no. What does it do? Right? If we're not like a week into setting up Docker, maybe we haven't actually done it. It seems to be working. Like, I'm pretty happy with that. That's that's so much better than being like, oh, time to set up everything. Time to set up my stupid Vagrant box. Time to install Ruby onto that stupid box. Oh, that's the wrong Postgres, you know? This is a horrible write-up, though. This is the site I was on the other day, right? And I was like, this is a horrible write-up. Is this the thing? Does this do the thing that I want it to do? That's all I want to know. Am I just going to go back to this? Oh my God, I don't want to read a white paper. Complex CLI. Nothing in here is telling me that it does this. What's the cost? Or is it free? It's free, but if you want to do complicated stuff. Okay, so there we go. That'll help. This really weirdly resolutioned thing. This is looking close, I guess. Just a little weird. Dashboard, stacks, 3 services. Okay. Templates. Yeah, so I need WordPress. Freaking overkill. Swarm stack, compose stack. Oh man, there's a lot of things to put into this. Okay. So nowhere yet have I seen the thing I want to see, which is like connect it to AWS. Let me just keep going. You can see it represented barely as IP addresses here. So maybe they just like omitted that because it's obvious. Network. That all looks local to me though. So it's not really deployment. All right. I wish Noah was here because it's Kubernetes time, whatever that means. Kubernetes. Gates. Okay. Yeah. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for stupid mode. This lady's going to teach us all about it. Oh, boy. Yeah, China Unicom. That's when I think technology, I think China Unicom. Well, I guess we go to the basics. Is there like manage Kubernetes? Because I'd be interested in that. Because this sounds about right? Like you figure out what it's going to look like, deploy it into that. I don't know how you explore it. What does that even mean? I don't know. Explore. Then you expose it. This is the part that I like. The scaling and updating it without bringing down the whole thing. Because if we put this whole thing onto one box, I don't know if that would be good. Create a cluster. What in God's name? There's just so much new language. I haven't even seen a thing that says download it. Oh God. It's like, no, you don't download any of this. It's just a way of thinking. Kubectl. Okay. Kubectl uses the API. Yeah, what is all this before you begin? So you have a Docker file. Okay, here's your Docker file. And they're just going to show you how to stand up one of these. Boy, I got a bigger problem than one. Click launch terminal. What? Where's this talking to? Where is this? What am I on right now? What is this thing? Hello? Oh shit. Turn it back on. What is this? Is this a computer that I can do things on? Well, it's launching K8s. I don't want you to launch it. Bleh. Pop out. Pop out. There we go. Terminal. There. CD desktop. What is it? What am I on right now? Code.desktop. Okay. CD code desktop. Not a directory. Nano code desktop. Wonderful. What is this? Is this local? Is this local? Am I just fucking myself? Because I kind of want to just mine crypto on this thing. Oh boy. What is this? It's running all this stuff. What is this even? Okay. Well, apparently we just got ourselves a free 2 CPU, 2.5 gigabyte of RAM with 145 gigs of disk space. What could we do with this, boys? What what kind of fun things? I didn't install this, so like it's something. What is this? Does anybody have no feedback? We have no feedback on this computer we're hacking into. Powered by Catacoda. Maybe we should read about it. Learn. It's right in your browser, but where is it coming from? Can we download a Bitcoin miner out of this? Hold on. Bitcoin download Bitcoin miner for Ethereum. Yeah, that's a good one. No, for Linux. It's coming from the browser. Are you sure? Because I'm about to make some money right now. Yeah, let's grab this. Are you sure? So you're telling me it just turned on a 2 gigabyte box with 150 gigs, or yeah, a 2 gig RAM and 150 gigs of whatever the fuck. It just provisioned that out of my browser. I feel like we're talking to something. Let's see. Chrome doesn't have those 2 gigs there. So I don't believe it. I think we're on a box somewhere that we can mine crypto on. Yeah, let's use this one. How to get CG miner. Oh boy, it's a lot of code. Oh boy. We need package config and libtool. It's a sandbox where? This is what I'm asking. It seems like as far as a sandbox goes, could you just leave this open and Bitcoin mine away? Okay, need that. Get that in there. Maybe it won't be able to do any of this stuff. Sure. Oh, geez, why can it do it? Why would you put that in there? Like, just disable it, man. Just say no. Why are you letting me do this? This is free real estate, man. I didn't sign any turbo freaking documents on this thing. Like, yeah, we're gonna mine some Bitcoin on this thing. So what else do we need? We need CG miner now. It's got a couple of dependencies. Package config and libtool. Did we just put them all in? And then now we need to apt-get install cgminer. This is taking a totally different turn. Sudo 2. It's got 2 cores. Apt-get install cgminer. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Why? Why can I do this? Oh boy. Why did I just CG? Is it in there now? cgminer. Oh, it's in there. Why? What? We could we could definitely, there's a business here to be made off of this thing. Are we sure this is definitely in this thing? Like, are we sure that this, like, let's see. Enable. I really feel like this is hosted somewhere. Tell me where. Okay, we'll hit embed. Where is this? Oh my god, there's another one we could do right here. Okay, how does it work? Yeah. Okay. Because it's not like I installed Java or anything like that. So how would they? Yeah, how would they have file system and all the things they need for this? Oh no. They don't say it's on your system. Yeah, Coda. If they had a live chat, I'd love to bring them on and be like, "Hey guys, I think you have a cool product here, and we spun up 400,000 instances of it mining Bitcoin. Imagine 800,000 CPU cores just mining you Bitcoin all day. All right, how do we test this? Is there a test to see if it's running? Oh, Alex, really? Okay, that's no fun. If we had 800,000 proxies, though, I think there's a money-making scheme here. So, well, it's kind of funny, though. Like, they really... Okay, look, you make a product like this thing, you stick it in front of developers. Developers are going to poke around. They're 100% going to poke around. And, yeah, that's just going to be how that works. Okay, let's just do the thing they told us to do. Minikube. Is it Minikube actually? Oh, it's in. Yeah, okay. There's ways to just be like, what they should have done is disabled the package source, right? They should have just said, like, the package source can only come off our server. And our server is only going to have, like, 5 things on it, whatever you needed for the lesson. I don't know what this thing is doing. It's verifying the proxy health. It's probably getting a little bogged down with the Bitcoin mining. That's so funny, though. Would nobody make like a decision there? Oh, come on, Alex. They track your IP when you sign up, and that IP is on there. They might say no and could connect. No, I didn't agree to anything. All I did was I hit this button. That's all I did. I didn't sign up for an account. I hit this button. That's all I did. Nobody said don't do XYZ on this box. How am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to know what I can and cannot do? At the top of the terminal pane, click the plus sign and set port to view on host 1. Okay. Oh boy. Select port to view on host 1. They can do a lot of things. Display an HTTP server. Please enter the port below. I thought, what is this? Display port. Oh. Services can sometimes take a few moments to start, even up to 5 minutes. Why? This is the worst way to learn a thing. Let me close this. Connect the police. What terms and conditions? I have agreed to nothing. Simply being on a website does not mean you agree to anything. You need to spend, jail isn't that bad. You just need to spend some time there. You'd be like, whatever, just go to jail. Send me to internet jail. Cata code. I'll be rich. You won't be able to find my bitcoins. So okay. What a dumb idea to put that into an app. So I'm trying to learn more about this. So this was supposed to just turn a thing on, I'm guessing, and show me like, oh, there's a hello world there. But this is a horrible thing to teach people with. So deployment, a Kubernetes pod is a group of one or more containers tied together for the purposes of administration and networking. The pod in this tutorial has only one container. Okay. Well, that's not, you could have put a second one in there. So the deployment checks the health of the pod and restarts the pod container if it terminates. That's cool. Deployments are the recommended way to manage the creation and scaling of pods. Okay. So, okay. Why is this grabbing an image that exists out somewhere? Whoa. Kube control, no, kubectl command to create deployment that manages a pod. The pod runs on a container with the provided Docker image. So I'm sure there's a way to do that, like the image is local. Then we can view it. But at what point have I said, send this to DigitalOcean? We're going deep. Managed Kubernetes. Boom. Managed Kubernetes. Oh. You see that graphic? Oh boy. That means that they might know what they're doing. Isometric graphics. Okay. This is a little scary to see that as the thing. Download the buyer's guide. This is a management plane, remotely monitors, optimizes, and heals. That's an interesting way to say it. It must be like the come down. Oh, wow. It also does security patches and all that kind of stuff. Wow. Well, I don't need production grade, I don't think. I need like kind of good, but not download a sales pitch good. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But this is the kind of thing we're looking for, is like this of you have cloud providers as a separated thing. That's pretty cool. Now, let me just go to pricing. Maybe they do have like a free thing. There's a try free, right? Up to 3 clusters and 20 nodes. That would cover one app definitely pretty well. But crap. Whoa, hold on a second. Monthly is $200 a node, but yearly is $160 a node. I don't know what nodes are, but that sounds real expensive. I'm guessing nodes are the servers. Doof. What about this per vCPU? That's so. Let's say this was. I mean, yearly's. What the hell? Why is it just as much for 1 month as it is for a year? Like a month is, you just buy a year. Why would you buy anything but a year? All right, that was one provider. They have the weirdest pricing I've ever seen. Ever. Doesn't make sense. Because $4 a vCPU, you say you've got 2 vCPUs on the database, maybe 1 vCPU per product, you're part of the product, and maybe 8 for the other one, for like for the web app. That's not gonna be super expensive if that's monthly, it's super expensive. Oh, stupid kid. Are you sure though? Because like that is the most unclear pricing ever. What it should say is $4 per vCPU per month. yearly just makes me think, oh, it's $4. But yeah, it's gonna be too expensive. We could probably use the free tier, but I'm not looking for a free tier that then turns into like $1 million a month to run a Twitch bot. That's pretty cool though. That's kind of what we're looking for. Whoa, hold on. Manage Kubernetes on DigitalOcean. Oh, this might be why Nanobox is bye-bye. This could be a really big reason why. They might just said, like, why do we have two things to do the same thing? I wouldn't mind doing DigitalOcean, but it's quite expensive compared to the deal we could get over at Vultr. So nothing in here has really shown me how I do this yet. But okay, so you just come in here and Kubernetes it up. And I think we'd probably have to do all the work to assemble the cluster locally, right? Oh, loud guy. No thanks. Just name it webinar. That's real world. Oh, holy shit. So that's $20 per month per node. That's like highway robbery. What? So you might be paying $5 for your server, right? But then you're going to be like, I need this Kubernetes. Unless this is just, unless that is the server. That might just be the server right there. And you're not dealing with those other kinds anymore. But I could be wrong. Yeah, it looks like these are the boxes. So you're just saying, I need a box with 8 gigs memory, 2 vCPUs. Yeah, okay. Thanks, TinyScript. So that's great. That's not too expensive. Let's see. But we're going to need to build the Kubernetes instructions to send it over, right? We'll figure this out. We'll figure it out. This seems like pretty easy. Let's see, who else offers managed Kubernetes? Could you check that for me, TinyScript, and tell me what like the cheapest one they have is? Because the only reason I'm looking around is because we have some stuff that I want to run that's like, it doesn't need anything. It needs like the tiniest box. It needs like a $3 a month box. Oh, Ubuntu has, I'm not clicking that one. Oof. Rancher, I like that name of that product. Amazon, this will be the hardest possible way to do it. Let's see what the pricing is. Oh, God. So it's 10 cents an hour? Oh, man, that adds up. That adds up a lot. 10 cents an hour is like $60 a month. $70 a month. Okay, so the cheapest node is $10 on DO. Okay, that'd be kind of be overkill, but we could look into it. I want to see. There was the one host that I think I was settling on was Vultr. Let me see if Vultr has anything in the managed space, managed Kubernetes space. I don't see anything right off the bat. No. Although I think, no. I was gonna say I think we could jam it in. The reason I want to use, or I was thinking about using Vultr, is because of, I'll show you guys. That guy for $250 a month, and yeah, it only has an IPv6, but that is so cheap, and that's gonna work great for just a little chatbot. It doesn't have that much memory. It has 1 CPU. It doesn't need 5. Just for a little Discord bot, that's probably more than enough. And the difference is, this is $250 a month, right? So 2.5 times 12, $30 a year to run that. Not bad. versus $10 times 12, $120, right? It's a big price difference. I guess we could do something where we stuck that all onto one container or something like that, but I'd rather keep stuff separated just so I can have the practice of doing that. And we're not going to need storage, right? Because we're going to stick the database on a separate thing, and this is going to connect into that. Let's keep looking. Rancher. No, let's keep that Google going. Rancher. DigitalOcean's in the ballpark, but it's going to be too expensive. Decline. What is Rancher? Who knows? I'm a little worried so far because this is getting really all geared towards big companies. Oh, that's a big company looking graph. Oh, great. Flannel's on here, whatever that is. Oh, look, they all have hats. These little stupid rancher hats. God, guys, you don't have to lean into it, man. You really don't. There's a guy at that company that you're going to be like, yep, that's the reason they leaned into it. Where is he? There he is. Shang Liang. He's the guy. Leaned right in. He's like, this is happening. Possibly this guy. Possibly this guy too. Do you know what would be fun is if we all got hats? Because the name of the product is Rancher. Whew. Okay, so they have a tool called Condor to run it. But we're looking for managed. We're not looking to like see does it work. So installs the Vulture Kikum and the Vulture Kusi. That's probably not what we're looking for. It's a tool that does it, sure, but we're looking for like dashboard, you know? You know what kills me is that Noah was just doing this. So he would know. What else? Oh, a roundup. Good old fashioned roundup. A roundup of managed Kubernetes platforms. What? Google? I'm not putting it on Google. Nope. Won't happen. No Google. That's okay. You don't get money from me for hosting stuff. Stick to search, maybe. Azure. Same thing there. No thanks. Stack Point. That's a new name for me. So how many times are these things like tied directly in to hosts, right? Because like here, this is called Stack Point, but you can see that they're independent and they're saying like, oh, you just buy this from Azure. And this would help with AWS, GCE, Azure, and DO. So AWS is probably the cheapest option there. But we're still not looking at like Vulture. There's got to be something that connects to Vulture. I bet there's a third option here that connects to Vulture. Oh, jeez. What did we just get into here? NetApp? I thought I was going to Stack Point. This is just like, hey, you want to log in? No. Way to write your article there, guy. Oh, that's gone. Stack Point. It just goes right into a login. That's crazy. We love StackPoint so much we had to buy the company. Really? Really? Well, that's gone now. Just like Nanobox. I would love it if people's ideas of their company would not be to just sell out the first freaking moment somebody offers them more than like $200,000. This is just, what is this even? It's just a NetApp blog. Oh, what is the company? Oh, look, they have a response to COVID-19. Wonderful. I don't care. They're gonna. What's their response? We're working from home. Support time will be slower. No discounts. Oh, for God's sake! Oh my God! Have you ever seen a bigger, like, whatever that is, nav system than this? This is the kind of thing that if I were working for an enterprise, this is the thing I give them. This is what I would give back in the day. Oh, you want to make sure everything is listed in your nav? Perfect. I have the nav system for you. Fabric orchestrator. Let's see. Is that it? No, I don't take my cookies. I'm probably tapping out because of this thing, whatever that is. Oh God, this looks so expensive. Nope, I'm out. Like, they're not even showing me pricing. That's gonna be a phone call to figure out how much they can charge you. Apps code. Okay. Cluster management system. It does Kubernetes related tasks now. OpenShift. Well, it's Red Hat, so that means it's gonna be real fun to use that. You have to go buy a book. No. IBM Cloud Container. My experience with IBM is interesting. And I would not say no to them. Let's see what they've got. I have a really interesting experience working with IBM. I went through a bad sales call with them, but we were considering being exclusive to Bluemix because there's some really interesting stuff you can do on IBM. Then you can only do it on IBM. They do have an edge. So I don't know why everything is just rolling up like, oh, but just like I'm finding it. But okay, now that the page is loaded. Secure clusters. Sure, you would hope so. Guys, how hard is this? You're IBM. How hard is it to make it so it's a freaking button? We're going to fix this page up real quick and we'll keep reading it. Let me just expect. Yeah. Let's. That one. Cursor. Pointer. User. Select. None. Okay, good. Now they're buttons. How hard was that? And you can't select the text. Guys, how hard was that? I'm sitting here fixing your website. At least you could throw me a freaking bone. The problem with IBM is that to get involved with them, it's a sales process. And I talked to the worst guy. So the team I actually talked to was very pleasant, but then they put me in touch with somebody because I had some questions. Because as far as I knew, I had never heard of anybody put anything on Bluemix ever. I just had some questions for them. And the guy was like, your questions are stupid. And so are you. And I'm like, okay, that's the end of this. They're trying to sign me up for like a year-long contract for cloud hosting. Okay. So these aren't the biggest boxes ever, and they're expensive. But I might be able to get a deal with these guys. So let's see if we were on Bluemix. Yeah. Did they get rid of Bluemix? Are they just calling it IBM Cloud now? Let's see. IBM Bluemix. Well, it's not about the free one. It's about that it's going to get to be really freaking expensive. Yes, they changed the name of it to IBM Cloud. Okay. Products. We don't want products. We want pricing. We want pay as you go. WebSphere application? No. Cloud Foundry? Probably not. Cloud Virtual Server? That sounds about right, but I feel like that sounds real expensive. Let's try that. Oh boy. That's not too expensive. 85 cents or 8 cents an hour. That's not like the end of the world, but if that's their bare bottom, they're trying to tell you all this extra stuff that it does. They're like, you can reboot it. It will notify you automatically of something. You can ping it. It has email and ticket. It has the Nessus vulnerability assessment and reporting. God, guys, there's a reason no one has ever used your has anybody ever in here ever launched an app with IBM? Okay. So we could go to a 1 vCPU, 1 GB RAM for 3 cents an hour. What if we were over at Vulture? 1 CPU, 1 GB RAM. It's about, unless I'm missing the decimal there, that's about like 6 times cheaper. Wow. Unreal. IBM, look, I'm on your side in this, but this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous pricing. How do they think does nobody there just like acknowledge that the pricing is ridiculous? Do you think that they're all sitting around like, why doesn't anybody use us? I don't know. We're calling it Bluemix. Let's call it Cloud. Oh yeah, then people will know. Because nobody knew what Bluemix was, but Cloud's really clear. And then you get the pricing like this, and it's fucking 7 times more expensive than Vulture. Now, granted, Vulture's cheap, right? Vulture's cheap. So if we just say DigitalOcean, and again, DigitalOcean's not cheap, but it's also not Heroku. We can get a good idea of a price here. Okay, 1 GB, 1 vCPU. Forget the transfer because that's all whatever, and forget the disk. That's all we're looking for is 1 gig, 1 vCPU, and this is 0.00 2 zeros and a 7 per hour. This is 1 0 and a 38. What? Is there a cheaper one that I'm missing? No, they're all expensive. Am I in the wrong tier? Virtual I mean, this is a public, look at this. Public multi-tenant box. This is a shared box. Okay, transient. Maybe we want transient. Maybe we're screwing this up. Transient. Yeah, give me the transient ones. Oh, it gets a little bit more reasonable. Oh, thank God. So I don't know what the difference between these two things is. It says ephemeral. So I'm curious if that is like ephemeral as in the second you stop using it, just like on AWS, like you can stop it, but that thing can disappear if it wants to. Who the hell thought it was a great idea to put their data center in Washington, D.C.? Goof. Dallas makes sense. Dallas is the big backbone. Oh boy. Do I want a link to get $100 of free credit? Sure, but not right now. Let's just see. I just want to see if we can find a reasonably priced box at this place. Can we change this to like 24? Give me 20, 12. So I just have to times 2 it. Price. Still, wait a second. Did we just figure out a hack here? I need 20. And it's saying like, yep, not that much. Oh, it's changing this one over here. Total due per hour, 20 cents. Okay. So that's that over there. So let's pull that down. Okay. But again, we would have to figure out what the hell transient boxes were. If I look up a picture of transient, what do you think I'm going to find? Risky. Okay. That. What other pictures? What other pictures come to mind? What does a transient individual look like? I just think, yeah, vagabond. That's my thought. I think of this situation. Hobo tier. IBM hobo tier boxes. I mean, I understand that like dedicated boxes are gonna be expensive and all that, but oh boy. So they won't be that cheap. The cheapest one we could get from them is a penny an hour, which is over at DigitalOcean. That's 2 gigs and 1 vCPU. So it's comparable, but it's not like cheap. And then we would have to tell it what OS and all that stuff. And then whatever that is. SAN whatever that means. Oh, wonderful. So not only do they get you other ways, they're like, hey, wait a second, we're going to limit your ass on your speed. 100 megabit, that's the normal. And then you using a gigabit, now you're paying an extra 4 cents. I don't know, that's probably per hour. Jeez. And public egress. So I need to move bandwidth. I need to move stuff off my box. You don't get to do that. You just don't get to do that. You get an IP address. That's great. You can add that one for free. That's great. God. What happened to that menu? There are better ways to do this, IBM. You've picked the worst way. Well, here's the thing about IBM, and I'll be really clear about it. Oh, look, you can get $200 from them. Great. That's still not selling me. The best stuff that IBM sells is not their servers. The best stuff they sell is Watson. It's all the stuff that they've acquired from like Alchemy and Watson. So we can grab Watson code and do crazy stuff on it. Like you can say, I want, boom, personality insights, or something like, I think personality insights is the one I was always interested in. I can see, maybe it's this one, tone analyzer analysis. There's one where it can take text and you can give it like, oh, I'm just going to send you, I'm going to send you email or tweets or whatever, blog posts, whatever. And what it can do, I don't know if it's got an example of the spit out here, but maybe it does in the API docs. It can shoot out this thing that's like, this person was happy and also sad. I'll give you an idea of like how crazy that is, right? Here we go. So we can take this. Here's a bunch of tweets that you feed it. Okay. I hate these features on the phone. I hate the company. This is stupid. Waste of money. Analyze. And it says anger, fear, and confident. Like, that's crazy. And we can feed this thing anything. Why don't we feed it chat? Here we go. Copy. I don't know if it'll let me do this, but we're going to try. Oh, we did it. Analyze. Chat. Oh, it doesn't know what to do. No dominant tones have been detected in this document. I wonder if it screwed it up somehow. Oh, yeah, but look at this. We saw an analytical post, a confident post. How interesting is that? It just does it. What about joy? Let's see if we can find the happy parts. Well worth the money. I was paying 50. Yeah, look at this. This is Alex saying that he's happy. I mean, that's crazy though, because that's really a joy-filled statement. He's just happy that he found something cheaper. What else can we find here that would have joy? Discord is better than Slack, like Linux better than Mac, and Android is better than iPhone. I don't know. That sounds like sarcastic to me. Discord is better than Slack. Alex is a joyful person. But this is the kind of stuff you want IBM for. Oh, it's so funny. Like, yeah, I sent you a gift. It doesn't have to be, that could be passive, aggressive, whatever, but I'm sure he was happy that he sent us a gift. Yeah, it just, I don't know. This is crazy shit. Sadness. Who's the sad person in here? Corbob. Corbob's the sad one. Oh, he's the sad one. And so is Alex saying it deletes everything after you leave the site. It's very expensive. So Demon Wolf, you just asked to make like a good Twitch extension. Bro, this is expensive. Tentative. So that's people asking questions. And this is just the this is the tip of the iceberg. So this is tone analysis, right? Let's see, we can do we'll do one more tone analysis thing. Just kind of show you. It breaks this all up. There is sentiment. So tone is near sentiment, right? Let me see. How much does this cost? Yeah, it's very expensive. So you get 2,500 API calls per month, and you can jam in a lot of text into each one of those API calls. However, you probably wouldn't want to use it like that. You'd probably want to use it on a per message basis if you're trying to analyze it. The actual call on standard, it's going to be almost a penny per call. So when I had talked to them about using this, they had mentioned that what you want to do is bulk everything up and send it over, but it's going to be a mess because that would be like if you were trying to get analysis, gross analysis, like on the entire chat. But if I wanted to know, Mr. Demon Wolf talks a lot in my chat. Is he a happy guy? Is he a contributor? Is he a troll? This wouldn't make sense unless I was bundling up all your stuff and like doing it once a month or something. Kind of creepy, but that's the thing. So it gets expensive, especially if you want to do it, like I said, per message. It does break things up, like on the way in. It'll break up sentences and stuff like that. Now, there's one that's a little bit even crazier than this, which is personality insights. And this is, I think, about the same price. 2 cents per, it's about twice as much then. 2 cents per call. Get 1,000 free calls per month. Then let me show you the demo for this thing. All right. So we're gonna do a body of text, and this is a debate text for 2012 Obama. Look at this crazy shit. It just was like, we just analyzed 7,000 words this person wrote. And we think they like musicals. We think they'd be sensitive to ownership costs when buying a car and have experience playing music. You're unlikely to be influenced by social media. You're unlikely to like rap music. And you want to prefer style when buying clothes. And then it does all this. This is the deep stuff. This is profile building. And you better believe, by the way, IBM offers this as a service. Facebook, this is their product. This is what it looks like, but a lot more in depth. This is like an advertising profile, basically. We have Gandhi here. And Gandhi is shrewd, skeptical, and restrained. He also likes musical movies. That's kind of crazy, though. So you can do this on, tweets and replies of, let's see, I don't know any of these people. I know Oprah. Analyze. But come on, I mean, these people are likely doing other stuff. You want me to check you? You want to see who he is? Oh, this might be enough text. All right. I'm going to include this little quote. My own text. We were going to use, who is Mr. Demon Wolf? Weak analysis, so it's not a great thing. You are shrewd and excitable, Demon Wolf. You're adventurous. This is like a horoscope. You're either trying new things, you're energetic, you enjoy a fast-paced, busy schedule with many activities. Your choices are driven by a desire for organization. You are relatively unconcerned with both taking pleasure in life and tradition. You prefer activities with a purpose greater than just personal enjoyment. And you care more about making your own path than following what others have done. You like rock music, you read nonfiction and historical movies. You're unlikely to be influenced by social media. You're unlikely to be influenced by family, and you're unlikely to like war movies. What? Yeah, their AI, it gets better. There's the thing about AI, everybody forgets this part. It gets better and better and better. It just keeps getting better. Okay, so these things are untrue, but this little horoscope they gave you, that was about right. Yeah. Maybe it is, or maybe you could say this to almost anybody and they'd be like, I agree with that, you know? I don't know. I don't know if I have anything I can throw at this thing. Does anybody else want me to analyze text? Yeah, Alex, give me something to analyze here. So it's better if you just have a bunch of text that you've written. They were showing how some of this stuff was, like, it doesn't need to be stuff what do you call it? It doesn't have to be things. I can't do Twitter because I would have to auth it. But it looks like it doesn't have to be things that like you've written like as a biography or anything. It just needs to be things that you've written. Oh, sure. Yeah, that's Japanese. Okay. Oh boy. We have gone on the sideiest of sidetracks, but that's okay. Because I feel like we got done today what, want to get done to get that Docker thing working. I'd love to do this for like one more person. Anybody want to step up and see if IBM's crystal ball can tell you more about yourself? Oh, you want to do Stefan? I know Stefan. Yeah. All right. So we'll start right up here. The problem is, though, did Stefan actually freaking write this? I don't think he wrote this. No, this is all copywritten, dude. I haven't talked to him in a while. All right, Alex. How do I know? Because it looks like copywriting to me. Looks like something you have your marketer do. All right, let's go to the blog. The About You page. Here we go. What will we find out about Alex? Oh, it's so short, though. Ooh, is this enough? I don't think this is going to be enough. We'll try it. Okay, you're guarded, somber, and be perceived as short-sighted. Burn! Take that. IBM's throwing bricks. Your authority challenging. You prefer to challenge authority and traditional values to help bring about positive changes. You're unstructured. You do not make a lot of time for organization in your daily life, and you're energetic. You enjoy a fast-paced, busy schedule. Your choices are driven by a desire for discovery. You are relatively unconcerned with both tradition and achieving success. You care more about making your own path than following what others have done, and you make decisions with little regard for how they show off your talents. You're like, do you play music? That'd be interesting. I don't know where it's getting this from. I wonder if that's pacing in your writing. That you, maybe people that play music pace their writing differently. That'd be interesting. Volunteer for social causes? Like historical movies? Do you like country music? But it's a tiny amount of text. So, that's basically him. Well, but look at this. He has a lot of sympathy, a lot of trust. Not too altruistic. I don't know if that's true. I see you as a pretty nice guy, Alex. Impulsiveness. Not very impulsive. Fiery. Prone to worry. But that's not a high score. So you like to help others, though. That's cool. That's pretty cool. AI knows too much, guys. It knows too much. It's gone too far. What if it was getting, like, it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better. They're only going to program this with more cases and train it more and get it more accurate. Because what they end up doing with this, right? It's not like this is like sitting there and figuring this out. It's kind of like they know who Barack Obama is, right? So they plug in his writing and then they are able to train it around this and say, well, let's have somebody quantify all these factors. And they do that for 1 million people, right? And then they get to the point where it is now where it's like, well, we kind of know. We kind of know pretty well. Oh, boy. But we could use that. That's why I was looking into IBM. But all right, guys, it's getting late for me. And these guys in the other room, they gotta go home at some point. It looks like Zach has already gone home. He didn't think I was gonna look in, but look, he's gone. Let's see, is he gonna come back? Dock his paycheck, Rob. Oh, there he is. Strutting in. You got. Oh, you dick. Anyways, I gotta go chat with these guys before the end of the day. Thanks so much for giving me your time, guys. I think we got this Docker thing figured out. So at this point, Demon Wolf does want to dab. So if you guys want to do that, at this point, if you guys want to chat with me on my Discord server about how we set the Docker up, I'd be glad. I think I'm like a novice beginner Docker guy now, but I almost feel like I could help walk somebody through it. So that's cool. You guys got a dab. Good for you. But if you're new to the channel, I would say, here's your thing. Follow us on here because we're going to be streaming a lot. Tomorrow, we're getting into user interface designs for omatumbucks.cash. Big thing. Subscribe to that YouTube channel that's in LinkedIn chat. We're trying to get so many YouTube subs, and we're so far away. I'll show you guys. We publish amazing content about 3 times a week. And come on, we can do better than 14 views. Every so often we get a lot of views on something, but more views is better. And we're moving towards this thing. Look at this. We're getting so much closer to the 4,000 required watch hours. And that we got 207 subscribers. We got to get it to 1,000. So go tell your friends about it. We have all these cool videos that you can see coming up. Look at all these. We have all these unpublished ones. They're coming up. We try to do 2-3 a week. We have this one, which I can recommend you watching it because I think it's the funniest video we have. LinkedIn is the worst social network. However, was not received very well. Look at all the views on that thing. Almost 6,200 views. And let's see. That's the like to dislike ratio we got on that. I thought it was great. It's a great video. It's a great video. Oh, whoops. Sorry. It's a great video. Look at this thing. 38 up, 79 down. Whoops. But yeah, we have tons of great content. So you guys should watch it. Tell your friends about it. We're trying to do this content media studio thing. We'll be at it for years. So get in now. Get that sub now. It's a free sub on YouTube, by the way. You don't have to do anything. Oh, look at that. We got a couple. Thanks, guys. Look at that. Good job. There's a little bell that goes in there. Well, anyways, thanks, guys. So again, tomorrow we're doing UI design for the loyalty coin. Should be around, I don't know, 1 p.m. our time, 2 p.m. our time. Did we get wrecked by LinkedIn bots? Dude, I think we did. Yeah, I think we did. Oh yeah, these stats are great, man. We're getting there. These are for month 1 of a channel. This is amazing. Like some of our videos are doing really well. We're sorry, just before I kick out of here. Like it's crazy. These guys, they're doing so good on these videos that like I think every video that we post has this potential to get picked up and hit these high view count. I mean, look at that, 173 likes on that. But some of the videos that we post don't get shared with anybody. They're still good videos. Like maybe not the Google one. It was okay. It was kind of boring. But it was just like kind of a weird opinion we had. The Zoom one was kind of a weird opinion. We pulled it from a stream. But that's an amazing opinion. Yeah. I don't trust Social Blade, FYI. I think that they've got good data. They got horrible projection. I don't really think that they account for YouTube algorithms and stuff like that in the projection. So they're very conservative because they're like, you're going to get 1,000 subs by 9 months from now. And I just don't think that's the case. Yeah, plenty of content coming up. I don't know if the YouTube algorithm is hard. It's just that it's like, it's fairly quick when it kicks in. And we say YouTube algorithm. What it really is, it's a gating mechanism likely that like some person at YouTube is like, okay, they're ready for level 3 or level 4. And every time you move up like an exponential factor. We saw a person who essentially went from 0 subscribers to 1,000 subscribers. Okay, that took them 9 months to get there. And then from 1,000 to 10,000 took them 4 months after that. That's crazy. So 9 months to get to your first 1,000, and 4 months to get to 10,000. And then from 10,000 to 20,000 took them 2 months. Crazy. So if you think about what that looks like as a growth curve, it's a freaking hockey stick. And that's not them doing anything different on their end. That's just, you keep posting content. Eventually YouTube starts to show it to a lot of people. And that's it. You know, you just got to keep uploading content though. Yeah. And the content has to be good. It has to be like somewhat good. And we have varying degrees of good content, but everything we put up there is awesome. Like, dude, this is just so cool. They took like a freaking 10.5 hour long thing, cut down to an hour. Right. And this is probably like one of the funniest comedic cut things that we have. This LinkedIn is the worst. We could watch it on stream together, but I'd rather you guys watch it on your own time because it's freaking hilarious. Yeah. Anyways. Thanks again, guys. I'm going to find somebody to raid. I don't remember how to do this, so bear with me. Who should we raid? Should we just raid the tiny guy? You guys cool with that? Let's just raid somebody really small. Like, they have to have less than 10 viewers. Science and tech. Viewers, low to high. I'm not doing CM Griffin. We already did him. That guy's got a hat, so he's out. I'm going to try to see if I can find somebody coding. Top 20 global streamers. No. Gotta have a camera. H394. Okay, H3. I can't find him. Oh, is there just so many people that are at the bottom here? Okay. H3. Oh, come on. Where is it? 5. I gotta get down to 3 viewers here. There we go. H3H934. React HTML. Skit. No camera. He's out. Or she's out. Developing a lit VR game. Oh, we would make this person's night. We would make their night, but I don't know if you guys want to see games. Who is the person that we would know would appreciate it the most? That old guy, maybe. He doesn't have a lot of time left on the planet. But I don't know what he's doing. I think he may have just been like science and technology is my category. Road to 50 followers. You just got nothing on your screen but you. I don't know. Okay, maybe we can find H3H again. You suggested it, Demon Wolf, so unless we find somebody else. Working on Sutra FM, a shared listening experience in Django. Hey, Django's fun. Let's do it. How do I raid this guy? Just /raid, right? All right, guys. Take care. Join our Discord, etc. Make this guy's night. Be nice to him. See you later.